These are the Huron. Despite their regular-looking demeanor, the Huron played a key role in securing Canada's future by making alliances with the French and helping fend off the territory-hungry Iroquois, their mortal enemy. In this informative video presentation, Cole, Lee, and Noah will expertly examine the Huron tribe and relay their story for you to bask in. Hello, people! I'm Johnny LaRue, live from Georgian Bay, one of the many sites for Huron settlement. Whoa, what was that? Oh my god, it's a Huron! What can you tell us about your tribe, little dude?
I'm a Huron and stuff.
Wow, interesting! After spending some time with the Huron, I learned a great deal about their way of life, their culture, and their history. Join with us today as we delve into the depths of the Huron/Wyandot culture.
The Hurons were originally a branch of the Iroquois tribe, but eventually separated and developed an identity of their own as a tribe of expert hunters, fishermen, and farmers. The tribe originally got the name Huron from their distinctive bristled haircut and headdress. The Huronian tribe is separated into 4 subgroups. The Igna, the Bear people, Adigninonahak, Aaron the Huranon, Toton Tainrat. Their expertise in navigating nearby terrain and traveling pond rivers in specially made vessels made the Huron excellent allies. The newly formed French presence as they fought together against their old tribe, the Iroquois, in the Beaver Wars.
On terms of where the Huron tribe was situated, the eastern Ontario and southern Quebec region was where they dominated. Later in its span, though, the tribe moved southward towards Michigan.
The Huron tribe primarily lived inside of a structure called the Longhouse, a large rectangular structure constructed of saplings lashed together with ropes to create a domed roof. Additionally, bark was lashed to the saplings to act as siding and to provide a protective layer against the outside elements. Longhouses varied from 40 feet to 400 feet in length and 23 feet in width, and inside the house, rooms were separated in 7-foot intervals of walls that provided separate lodging for the families. Also, there were cooking fires placed at each end of the building with open tops to expel the smoke, as you can see from the floor plan above. On terms of travel, the Huron were skilled boat makers and could craft water-resistant birch bark canoes. The canoes measured about 7 meters long and 1 meter wide, and can carry 4 or 5 men and about 90 kilograms of cargo. This was invaluable for the Huron, as trading furs with the French was essential for the progression of the tribe. This was also very useful for the French, as it aided their expansion of the French Empire deeper into portions of Canada.
The Huron's daily life consisted of growing corn, squash, and beans. The Huron also traded agricultural surplus up and down the rivers to other tribes. They also ate fish, berries, and made games from hunting. Children would be given small tasks based on age. For example, boys would go practice hunting with smaller bows. And in their downtime, they would actually have dances such as the gourd dance and the snake dance.
Oh, ho, ho. Okay. Yo.
The family dynamic of a typical Huron family is a very traditional style, with the husband in the family responsible for clearing new fields, hunting, making tools, and carrying out peace negotiations with other tribes or going to war against them. Whereas women would hold a more protector position, and they also tanned hide, cooking, and taking care of the children. Around 5 families lived in one log house at a time.
It's the beginning. Water encompasses everything, and there's no land in sight. But then, all of a sudden, a woman falls from the sky. And 2 loons fly underneath her, making a cushion so she doesn't die and stuff. And then, out of the water comes a turtle. And the other, quote, water animals came to a decision that the lady should live on Earth. The turtle says, "Yo man, dive down and get some water and bring up some earth, bruh." So they did that. The animals then dove into the water to try and snatch some of that sweet earth, but that's failed many times, until Toad made a dive. When he came up, he had a little bit of earth in his mouth, so the lady took this earth and placed it on the turtle's shell. Doing this caused the country to grow that we stand on today.
In today's day and age, the populace of the Huron that actually speak their language has been decimated, but thanks to past records, we still know some of their language. The Huron spoke a language called Wendat, a dialect of an Iroquois language, with Wendat meaning people of the peninsula.
The Huron's simple clothing were of crafted birch bark with animal skins. The trims of the clothes were dyed red and or black from beaver or deer skins. The men wore breech clouts, leggings, shirts, long cloaks, and shoulder to waist length mantles. For the women, they wore wraparound skirts, dresses, and cloaks. This all changed when trade with the Europeans brought about their clothing and dress.
Knock knock, it's Europe. The first contact the Huron had with the outside world was with the famous French explorer Jacques Cartier. As he sailed up the St. Lawrence River, he met the Huron, which was still partially involved with the Iroquois at the time. Although, after the French came back 70 years later, the tribe was gone, and the now formerly known Huron were settled in Ontario along Lake Simcoe, where Samuel de Champlain met them again in 1603 and started the fur trade.
Knowledge.
Upon his arrival, he and his men founded the city of Quebec through valiant effort and prolonged scurvy infectious winter. This was the first official European colony in Canada. The fur trade wasn't the only thing that was initialized through the arrival of Champlain and his men. Through the newfound alliance of the Huron, the French were whisked away to a war against the Iroquois. This is known as the Beaver Wars, which is a war that will affect the people of New France in a momentous way for the everlasting years.
Allez! À la droite! Vas-y! Vive la France! I'm the chief.
After the Huron moved down south, the Americans scammed them of land, saying that it was worth 75 cents per acre when it was really worth $1.50 per acre. The US government later came to a decision in 1985 to pay them $5.5 million for grievances caused through the treaties signed in the past. But on August 27, 1999, the Wyandot bands united together again and moved to their homeland in Ontario to re-establish the Wyandot Confederacy. Unfortunately, the Huron culture has been lost, as most of the population now speaks French or English due to assimilation from the Europeans. Thank you for watching this informational documentary on the Wyandot culture. We hope you folks learned something new and exciting. Have a nice day, y'all.